Good morning, guys. We're headed out on a service call, try to get some film on it. It's a Lennox system. A lot of the stuff I work on is Lennox because, you know, this company's been the biggest Lennox dealer for over 20 years. You know, biggest Lennox dealer in the state of Louisiana. So they have a lot of Lennox equipment out there, obviously. This is a newer Lennox system. It's 2013. I went out yesterday afternoon and customer complaint was that the blower motor was running non-stop even when the thermostat was off, and the blower was on auto on the stat, and that the heat pump wasn't coming on. So I went there and you know, the first thing I did was go figure out why the blower was running non-stop. And these Lennox air handlers have these little clear, they look like an ice cube fan relay, and that's actually what controls the X13 fan motor. It's an X13 fan motor, and it's controlled by this little clear ice cube looking relay. And that is the problem. It is stuck closed, so the blower runs nonstop. And we have a huge parts room, and we have usually we have everything we need for Lennox equipment in stock because there's no Lennox store here. So we pretty much have all Lennox parts in stock most of the time, and we did. And the reason that the heat pump wasn't coming on, I had 24 volts going to the defrost board, but the defrost board would not release the 24 volts to the contactor. You know, and I know some of them have a time delay, but I waited for over a good 10-15 minutes. The board never would release 24 volts to the contactor. So what I did is there's a little relay that does that on the board. At the bottom of the board, there's two terminals that say Y out, and that's where your two red wires come off the defrost board and go to the contactor, which is powered by a little relay on the board. So I just took something out my bag and I just barely tapped on that relay on the defrost board, and it released 24 volts to the contactor. So the system's in warranty, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to go replace that little clear relay for the X13 motor, and we're going to go ahead and change out its defrost board. And we'll see if we can get some film on it. Okay, guys. Here's our Lennox air handler. Lennox Elite. I'm going to open her up. Change that relay right there. That's my new one. Alright guys, I got the new relay in. I'm sorry I couldn't film it. It's tight in there. There's the old one. There's the new one. You guys can see it right there. Hard to work in there. Alright, we're going to move outside to the defrost board, guys. Okay guys, there's our defrost controller. Very typical Lennox defrost board. Your 24 volts comes in right here. These two red wires are where they exit to the contactor. You can see a red wire on this side and a red wire right here on this side. This little relay right here is what does that. Yesterday I had 24 between common and yellow, common and orange, but it was not letting it go from here to here. Took the tip of my screwdriver and just barely touched this. Bam, contactor came on. Unit's in warranty, so we're going to go ahead and change all this out.
Sunday morning, ain't got much to make ends meet. Preacher man says keep on rolling. Walk 7 miles just to eat. He walks so heavy, like a junk with the sun to work the field. Got some Bible in his hand. Ain't gonna let nothing take him down. Headed for the promised land. He walks so heavy, like a junkyard dog. He walks so heavy.
Okay guys, our new board is installed. When the lights are flashing like you see, when it does one red, one green, one red, one green, that means we're in a time delay, if I'm not mistaken. I did one of these not too long ago for this company. It's giving me the same code. Looks like if, let's see. Yes, alternating. I'm sorry, I cannot talk today. Alternating slow flash between green and red means we are in a 5-minute anti-short cycle delay. So that's what we're waiting on. And I found it very interesting on this board because the last Lennox defrost board that I changed out, I did one for myself right before I came to work for this company, and I've also done another one for this company. This board on right here, let me see if I can zoom in for y'all. Right there, that's the low pressure switch, those two black wires, and then down here, these two yellow ones are the high pressure switch. They both came with jumpers, you know, basically jumping out the low pressure switch and the high pressure switch. Not the switches just jumping out the board, you know, to fool the board, which is very strange. It's not a very good thing to do, but I mean, I know that's probably just a factory thing. I don't know why they would do that. I would assume Lennox would want you to hook up the pressure switches, because the last board that I got from them, the last two, one I did for myself before I came to work here, and the other one that I did working here, did not have these on those pressure switches. So I just thought that was interesting. But here's the old board. All right, we're still in delay. We're gonna wait for the delay, and contactor should pull in, and then we'll start the unit up. All right guys, our delay is over. The contactor, you can probably barely hear it buzzing. We have both lights blinking, which means normal operation. So if we put the disconnect in, this unit should fire up. And it does. And that's what we want. I checked the refrigerant in it the other day, so we should be good to go there. So I'm going to tidy everything up and just let it run here for a minute, check operation. I took amp draws and everything the other day while I was here. So just going to kind of tidy up the low voltage and make sure I don't need to put some zip ties on it. And we'll be through here.